Hey everyone, Sergey here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a responsive mask in After Effects using expressions. And you might be wondering, what is a responsive mask? Well, essentially it's a mask that's pretty smart. It basically wraps around your layer. So you can actually take this text layer, you can change the scale or the size of it. Notice it will automatically resize the mask. You can also take the text itself and change it to something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Notice it will automatically resize it. You can also do this. You can use animation, like text animation. I do have a tool called Smart Animator that animates your text. So I'm going to quickly apply this. And so now we'll have animation at the beginning and the end of our layer. So notice right now it slides in and then slides out. The Smart Mask basically takes the size of it based on the middle size of your layer. And so it's locked into that. And then you can animate the beginning and the end. You can duplicate this, position it somewhere out here. And so you can create some interesting animations with this in no time, and you don't have to do any kind of adjustments, right? And you can convert this into a mogurt to where an editor can just change the text to whatever they want, and it will automatically basically resize it. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. So I'm going to delete this. If you don't have time to watch this tutorial and you need something like this, you can just use a tool that I created called Smart Mask, and it's right here. It will do the same thing here. You just select the layer and then you run it, it will create a mask, and it also has other things in here. Like you can adjust the margins, and you can also, do the feathering, and it is responsive. So you can type anything you want and it will always resize the mask. So what it is we're trying to create, we're trying to create a mask starting at the top left corner. That's going to be our origin. That's where it's going to be 0 on X and 0 on Y. And so that's going to be 0.1 and then 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and it's going to be in that order. That's what I'm going to create. The first thing I'm going to do is create a mask. I'm going to select the layer. Let's select the mask tool here and let's draw a mask. I'm going to go to the mask here, change the color of it to something more bright, maybe bright bluish, something like this. And then I'm going to disable it. That way we can see the mask and the text layer here. So next, I'm going to go to the mask path property selected, hit S twice to solo it. We're going to create an expression for this property. Hold down Alt, click on the stopwatch. And then as you can see, it creates a code here. And this value right here is lit up in red, which means that this property is now driven by code. So now we're going to do this. Inside of our code, we're going to bring in some properties. And the properties we're going to bring in will be the width, the height, and the top and the left of our text layer. And to do that, we're going to use source rect at time method. So we're going to do this. I'm going to say constant, and in here in the curly brackets, we're going to call out the properties we want. So we want the height, we want the width, we want the left, and the top. So these are the properties we want, and we want it from the source rect at time method. So basically this allows us to get these properties. All right, so we have those properties. Next, we're going to create points. So we're going to create top left, top right, bottom left. So let's create variables for those. So we're going to do our first variable. We're going to say top L for left, and we're going to tell it to be an array, which will hold 2 items, the width and the height. So we're going to say 0 and 0 because it's going to be the root point of our position, right? So it's going to be 0, 0 here, and everything else will kind of go that way and the other way. So that's going to be the root. We're going to go to the end of this statement, Control D to duplicate it, and we're going to go to top right. So we're going to change top L to top right. And so the coordinates of this will be, so this is the root, so that's 0, 0. So we're going to go the width of our text layer, and then the height, we're not really going up. So we're going to say, let's just do width. Okay. So then I'm going to duplicate this. We're going to go bottom right here. So we're going to change top to bottom, and the coordinates. So from the root, we're going to go width and then height. So we're going to replace 0 for height. All right, and one more. So we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to do bottom left. So make sure we change the name of the variable to bottom left, and then we're going to travel to this point from the root. So we're going to go down, and we're not really moving on X. So we're going to change it to 0. So we have 4 points. That's exactly what I want. And then we're going to create another variable, and it's going to be called path points. And this is the variable where we're going to list or hold all 4 of our points. So we're going to create an array. And by the way, if you haven't seen my last video, I talked about the square brackets, an array, or the list, right? I talked about what it is. And if you are new to expressions, I highly recommend that you check it out. The link to it is at the bottom of this video, or just go in the top right corner of this video, click on that button and you can watch it. So we're gonna list all 4 points in here in the order that I want them to be in. So it's gonna create it in that order. So top left, top right, bottom left. So let's type that in. I'm gonna say top left, top right, bottom right, and then bottom left. So, okay, we have our points. So what do we do? How do we create our actual path? So to do that, we're gonna use a method called create path. It's pretty simple. And so what do you think we should put inside of these parentheses? Well, it would be the 4 points. So this variable right here, we're gonna put it inside. And so now when I click away, we should have a mask. As you can see, there's the mask that is the exact same size as our text layer, but the problem is the origin of it is right here. I want it to be in here. I want for the origin of my mask to always be at the top left corner. So how do I do that? Now you can do it a number of different ways. You can kind of create an array for each point. I mean, because if you think about it, we only have 4 points, so it's not that big of a deal. But what if you have too many? Well, I'll show you how you can approach that. But anyway, what you would do, you would create an array, basically add an array to existing point, and we basically want each point to go to the left and to the top. So I would say left and then top. Just like that, if I click away, the first one will go to the left and to the top. Now, what you would do, probably create a variable for it. Go over here, create a variable, call it like a origin or something like that. And then you would just, take this variable, replace it, and then you can kind of copy this and paste it for all the other ones like this. That should do the trick. And as you can see, boom, it fixes it for you. But it's too easy. So I'm gonna show you over a different way. And it's just primarily to show you how to do the same thing if you have like a lot of points. You don't wanna be doing this for every point. So to do this, we're gonna use some other things. So we have a list that has all the points. What I wanna do is to create another list. And in that list, I wanna take each item and basically take one item, change it and put in that list. Take another item, the second one, change it and put in that list. And by changing it, I mean apply the origin to it. So here's what I'm gonna do. So let's create another list. I'm gonna say constant and let's do path. Basically, it's the same variable that we have right now, but we're gonna add updated. And in here, we're gonna create like a blank array, like a blank list. So it's gonna be blank. And then on the next line, we'll do the function where it actually changes it and puts it in the new list. So we're gonna start with the old list, right? This one right here. And we're gonna use a function or a method called for each. And basically this method will kind of go through each item here and do something to it. So inside here, we're gonna give a name to an item. You can say A, but I'm gonna just say item, okay. And then we're gonna use an arrow function and we're gonna tell it to do something. So we're gonna say, so when it goes to the first one, we're gonna grab the new list and we're gonna say, hey, while you're in the first one, grab the new list and we're gonna push something into it. So we're gonna use a push method, it's an array method, and we're gonna push something into that list. And what we're gonna push for right now, we're gonna push just an item that it's in. So it's going to this item and it pushes it into this one. And then it's gonna go for each one, it's gonna do that for each one. That's exactly what it does. So if I take this now, this updated list and replace that one with the new one, so watch what happens. Obviously nothing happens. Essentially creates the same list because it doesn't do anything. It basically just moves each into a new list and creates a new list. But we can do something else to it. So not only do we grab the item, but we can alter it. We can say plus, and then in here we can say, hey, go to the left and to the top. So basically it's gonna grab one, move it to the top, and then grab the other, or this one, move it to this top, grab that one, move it to that one, grab this one, move it to that one. And that's what it's gonna do for each one. So I know it's a bit complex, but it's very useful, especially if you have a lot of different points. So if I click away, and now if we look at it, you can see it's working like a charm. You can change the text, it will work. It all works fine until you do some kind of text animation. So let's do this. We're gonna apply this smart animator, quick animation here. And so as you can see, I guess the mask is too smart. It actually goes with the text, but I want for the mask to only grab the size based on the middle point of our layer. So what you need to do is this. We're gonna create another variable that's gonna give me the midpoint of my layer. And to do that, basically I need to grab the out point of our layer, and the out point starts at the beginning of the composition. So I want this, and I want to subtract the in point, which is this. So once basically it gets rid of this area and gives us the entire length of the layer, and then we want to divide it by 2. So let me show you what that looks like in the code. So I'm going to say constant. Let's call it something like layer midpoint, and we'll tell it to do this. So we're going to use parentheses, and inside here we're going to say the following. So we want the out point, so we want out points of our current layer, and we want to subtract the in point. So again, we take the out point, which is from here to here, and we want to subtract the in point, which is from here to here, and that eliminates this and gives us just the length of our layer. And then I want to take that length, this right here, and divide it by 2, so it gives us the half. So we're going to say divide by 2, and then gives us the half. And so now I take this variable right here. By default, if it says nothing, it's basically the same thing as time, but we're going to place our newly created variable in here. So now when I click away, and notice it works like a charm.